When the recorder so rudely interrupted us because we reached the 15-minute limit, we were actually looking up the Biur Halacha, which is the commentary written by the author of the Mishnah Brura, Rabbi Yisrael Meir HaKohen Kagan. And so here he is on chapter 695, Tafresh Tzadik Hey, If Bet. Okay. And I am skipping to the second paragraph. Ad delo yada. And now we'll read that inside, and you'll see a couple of different opinions that are very important. The Meiri and the Chaye Adam, which we're going to then go and do those questions too, and that will complete our assignment for today. Ad delo yada, v'zeh lishon. This is the abbreviation for quoting somebody. These are the words of the Meiri, Rabbi Menachem ben Meir, who lived in, I believe, the 1300s in Spain, wrote a set of Sfarim, many of which were not known until fairly recently. But the Mishnah Brura knew of them already, and he wrote, Chayav Adam leharbot b'simcha biyom, biyom zeh, uva achila uvishtiya. You have to do a lot of simcha on the day of Purim, and eating and drinking ad shelo yachsar shum davar, until you're not missing anything. It's supposed to be a wonderful day of all kinds of pleasure. Umikol makom, nevertheless, ein anu mitzuvin lehishtaker ulahafchit atzmeinu mitoch hasimcha. We are not commanded to get drunk and to lower ourselves, to diminish ourselves through this joy. Shalonetz tavinu al simcha shel holelut v'shel shtut. We were not commanded on the joy of revelry, of wildness and stupidity, holelut and shtut. That's one type of simcha, where you roll around in the gutter in your own, you should excuse me, throw up your own barf. Ella, rather, what type of simcha? There's a better type of simcha. B'simcha shel ta'anug, simcha brought about by pleasure, which is able to let you reach a high level of love and thanks to God. Sheyagia mitocha, that you should be able to reach through it. La'ahavat, this is Hashem Yitbarach, God blessed be He, v'hoda'ah, and thanksgiving, al hanisim she'asalanu. Ve'ayin sham mashem eva'er divrei haGemara, and take a look, he says, at how the Meiri understands the Gemara. So there are two types of simcha. There's the simcha of holelut and shtut, where you diminish yourself by being wild and losing control. Then there's the simcha of tanug, giving yourself pleasure and joy that leads to the ability to love and thank Hashem for the miracles. So that's the Meiri. So this is the Biur Halacha writing in like 1900 about what the Meiri wrote in the 1300s. One is writing in Poland, the other wrote in Spain. V'zelishon, now you have to know this is a sefer. Zelishon HaChaye Adam. The Chaye Adam is a sefer of halacha written by Rabbi Avraham Danzig, one of the judges in the court of Vilna in the 1700s. So we've got 1300s, 1700s, 1900s. Everything connects to everybody. Everybody has read what came before them and brings what they think is essential. So the Chaye Adam says as follows: Kevan shekol hanes haya al yedei yayin. Since the whole miracle was through wine, all these parties in the Megillah Lachain, chiyavu chachamim lehishtaker. The chachamim said you have to drink. You have to get a little intoxicated. Ulefachot lishtot yoter meher gela, but at least to drink a little more than you're used to. You see, those two are what the Machaber said and what the Ramah said. Getting drunk, or at least drinking a little bit more. The Ramah, he's mentioning both sides. Kedei liskor hanes hagadol, to remember the great miracle. Now listen to his kicker. Ve'omnam, however, hayodeya be'atzmo sheyizalzel az b'mitzvah min hamitzvot, someone who knows that if he drinks too much, he will take less seriously one of the mitzvot. And listen to the examples. B'netilat yadayim, uvracha, uvirkat hamazon. You might not have the right kavanah when you wash netilas yadayim for the suda if you've been drinking, or making brachos, or making benching with kavanah. O shalo yitpalel mincha o ma'ariv, or maybe if you drink too much, you'll fall asleep and you won't have a mincha or ma'ariv. If you are prone to that, and most of us indeed are, o sheyinhog kalut rosh, or that you might act foolishly. Mutav shalo yishtaker. Better not to drink. Better not to get inebriated. V'chol ma'asav yihiyu l'shem shamayim. And everything that a person does should be for the sake of heaven. And then this last one is useful to know. Ad kan lishono, which we would say is end of quote. I now ask you to go back into the questions. We'll explain them, and then you can pause and answer those questions, and I think that will be sufficient for the assignment for today, and God willing, we will finish up on Friday, Be'ezrat Hashem. Here are the next questions. We did Shulchan Aruch and Ramah. Okay. I'm skipping the Taz right now, and I'm doing number 3, the Meiri, and number 4, the Chayei Adam, which are quoted in the Biur Halacha. So according to the Meiri, Aleph, Ma heim hashnei sugei simcha. What are the 2 types of joy that the Meiri mentioned? And Bet, Eze sug shel simcha hu ha-mitzvah bePurim. What type of simcha is the one which is the mitzvah on Purim? And then according to the Chayei Adam, quoted, citate Biur Halacha, that the Biur Halacha quoted, Aleph, Matai ein chiyuv lishot. When is there no obligation? Under what circumstances is there no obligation to drink? And then Bet, lefi mahalach zeh matai od yihiyeh asur lishtot bisman hazeh. According to this one, you have to think about a little bit, but I think you'll figure it out. According to this approach, that if you're not supposed to drink, if you won't make the Netilat Yadayim properly, or bench, or brachos, or mincha, or mariv, so how much more so, when else would it be forbidden to drink at a Purim Suda nowadays? Okay, so there are a couple of more things that we have to do, and then there's a beautiful essay I'm going to have you read, but this should be enough. If you do this and you submit, then you will be able to, actually you don't have to submit it yet, because I'll be able to check it without your submitting it, and you'll be able to continue doing it and finishing up the last few sources. Yishar koach to you, and I look forward to continuing learning on Friday.